Hey there, guys, and thank you for watching the sixth episode of Will Stanley Reviews. I am so excited about this one. I just stumbled upon this book, and I am much better because of it. Now, it is called The Wizard of Ads, to give you a look at it, the cover. It's a trilogy. It was written by Robert H. Williams. He is a marketing consultant, and how he really became famous is because of this trilogy, because he shared his knowledge with the world, and the world is better because of it. Now, I would say this should be every ad man's Bible just because of how it's written, very anecdotal, only up to like 3-page chapters, and he ties a lot of things together throughout the book, which is why I'll be skipping around in it. You'll see me flipping through the pages to bring you to reference you in this review. Now, let's get into it. I'm pumped. Also, I'm going to do another part to this one because I think it's worth it. So look out for part 2. Alright, so this is chapter 33 called Albert's Big Observation. Now, Albert Einstein made a lot of observations in his career, and one just happened to be E equals mc squared. But another one, the one I'll be talking about, and the one that Robert talked about in this book, is we do things, but we do not know why we do them. Now, as a marketer in your company or an ad man, you need to figure out what makes people tick. Now, this is a lot harder than it may seem to do because that person might not want a diamond just because it looks nice, or it might not even be just because they're getting married. It might be deeper than that. It might be hard. And most of the time, we as people don't even understand why we do things ourselves. Like, it is just mind-boggling to think that how many things we do, we don't understand why we do them. We might think we do. We might just say, "Oh, I'm going here because it has a great burger. We're going to this restaurant because it has a great burger." But are you really? Or is it because of the great marketing techniques they use? So you never know. And it is a marketer's job to try and figure out what makes people tick. And this is just pointing out a very, very big phenomenon that many people overlook, and that if you're going to be good at marketing, you have to really dig deep and try and figure out what your target audience is doing and why. So I'm going to go to another chapter that relates to this one, and bear with me here. So this is chapter 43, and it's called dot dot dot, which means dot dot dot. Now, what he talks about in this chapter is, and by the way, these chapters, like this one is only 2 pages long, so he gets right to the point and moves on to the next one. So, I'm going to read it straight from here. BJ has trained himself to slightly add the words "which means" to the end of every statement he makes during a sales presentation. Now, BJ is a salesman that he ran into, and the significance of this is that salesmen will oftentimes tell you, and you might be guilty of this, I have myself when I worked at AT&T, where you'll say, "All right, this V8 motor is much better than your V6." And you're expecting the customer to understand why and why that benefits them. No, the person doesn't even know why they're buying the car, much less why the V8 engine is better than the V6. So what this salesman did, which he is very smart, maybe on the genius level because of doing this, is he added "which means" to every sentence he says to customers. So he'd say, the V8 engine is much better than the V6 because it's a bigger engine, so it doesn't have as much trouble getting the car started, so it'll last much longer. Now, that has a much bigger significance than may seem, because many customers are left to wonder or fill in the gap of that "which means," because many salespeople, like I said, including myself and my old job, that you don't even think to answer because you, being a knowledgeable salesperson in your field, think it's common knowledge, but it really isn't to the customer. So you have to think about, A, this customer doesn't even know why they're here in the first place. B, they don't know as much about the product as you do, so you need to let them know the "which means." And that is a very, very big, big, big thing to understand if you're going to be a marketer or a salesperson. Now, I'm going to end with the quote of the day. I'm trying to keep this one short. I was trying to keep it 5 minutes, but I'm running a little over. So, the platinum rule. Do unto others as they prefer to do... butchered it. Do unto others as they prefer to be done unto. Otto Kroeger. I don't know if I got that one right. But what he's saying is everyone ticks in a different way. Everyone leans to a different side. So don't treat others how you'd want to be treated, because the guy that loves to hug everyone is different from the guy that doesn't really like to be touched and would prefer a handshake. So you got to feel the person out. Like in sales and marketing, you don't want to be straight to the point if the guy loves a story. So you gotta feel the person out, see what they like, and treat them as such. Don't think everyone likes to be treated the way you do. Figure out how that person wants to be treated. And I'm going to end on that. I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you enjoyed watching this. And hit that subscribe button below. Look out for part 2 of this one, because this book is awesome.